Hi, my name is Zach Parry. I'm going to talk a little bit about the tragic accident that happened here in Las Vegas on the Strip last night. 24-year-old Lakeisha Holloway drove through a crowd of people, injured 37 and killed 1. Terrible thing happened. I want to talk about what the victims potentially could do to try and get compensation for the injuries that have been inflicted upon them. There are 4 different sources of revenue they could look at to get compensated for the medical bills and their pain and suffering and their other losses. The first one, of course, would be Ms. Holloway's insurance. So her insurance coverage would be the money available to cover the injuries caused by her negligence. However, we don't know what her insurance was, or even if she had insurance. If she has Nevada insurance and she has the minimum coverage, that means she has $15,000 per person up to $30,000 per accident. And since 38 different people were directly affected by this accident, there's not going to be very much money available if she has the minimum policy limits. But that would certainly be the first place you would look for the victims. The second place would be Lakeisha herself. That's not usually a viable option because people don't have enough assets to cover catastrophic injuries, especially to many people. But you'd still want to look just in case. If she had some nest egg somewhere, you could go after it and try and compensate the victims that way. But better than going after the victim herself, there is in Nevada a victim crime recovery fund, and that is a fund that the state of Nevada has set aside for victims of certain crimes, including drunk driving, where there are no funds available otherwise. So that would be a good source to look at. And then finally, this won't be available to all the victims, but those who had the foresight to purchase uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage on their own car insurance, that is a fund that is available depending on whether you've purchased it. But if you have UIM coverage, to the extent that you have injuries that are not covered by their insurance, or if her insurance is lapsed, or if there's some exclusionary provision that makes it so it does not apply, then your own insurance will cover those injuries. And the good news is, at least for those with Nevada policies, there's a statute in Nevada that says if you turn to your own insurance for coverage of injuries that were caused by someone else's negligence or someone else's fault, they cannot increase your premiums as a result. So there'll be those different 4 sources to look at for potential recovery and payment of medical bills, etc., for the victims of this accident in Nevada last night. Stay safe.
Lawyers Plus, we earn your trust.
Do you need to speak with a lawyer? If so, call one you'll actually like.